Hi, and welcome back to Women Warrior of the Word. I'm Nikki 1K, and this is our 5 minutes of faith today. On Sundays, we are going through the book of Genesis, and we were recently talking about Noah. And I don't know if you might be like me, and you read it, and you know the story, and then one day you're just like, oh my gosh, I never realized that. And I had that moment a couple weeks ago, and I want to share it with you in the perspective of not getting discouraged when time passes and you don't see God's promises any closer to your reality. What I hadn't realized in the story of Noah, and I think it's Genesis chapter 6 or 7, is from the time that God tells Noah to start building the ark to the time that the ark is completed was 100 years. Like, it's right there in the text. It tells us the age Noah was when God gave him the word, and it tells us the age he was when he got on the boat. And it was 100 years. Noah had never seen rain. He was the very first boat builder and had no idea why he was doing it. God told him he needed to. God told him to do it. God told him how it was going to be built and what was going to come to pass. But Noah had no concept of what God was talking about or how this massive thing he was creating and doing and putting his effort and his finances and his labor and his faith into while proclaiming what was going to happen to the people around him. He did it for longer than you and I, most of us, will ever be on this earth. He did it through the generations before he ever saw what God was really talking about. I know in my own life, I have that vision, I have that dream, I have that thing that God has said will come about in my life, that someday it's going to happen because, Nikki, I've called you into it. It's going to be for my kingdom, but I haven't seen it yet, and I know I'm not alone. What is in your life that you know God has said is going to happen? God has told you, it is written in his word, it is for the kingdom, but you do not see it. See, Noah walked by faith, and the word says we walk by faith, not by sight. God doesn't tell us on Monday what's going to happen, and then by Friday it's here. And Noah is the beautiful example of staying in faith, moving towards the promise which God has given us, even when we don't see it on this side of heaven. Noah pushed forward for 100 years. And then he still didn't have any great answers. There was the flood, there was the purpose, the animals came. He knew that that was happening, but he didn't know how long he was going to be on that boat. He had no idea that he would be on it for months and months and months. And all of the hardship that Noah went through while he was building it, all of the heartache that he went through as the flood rains poured and water just started pouring out from the earth itself, the sounds that he heard as humans and animals on the outside of the boat who had chosen not to walk in faith. He lost family, he lost friends, he lost men who had worked on the ark with him. Do you realize that if we don't have faith, we can work on a project and never see it come to fruition? Do you know that if we give up in faith, if Noah had given up in year 98, what if you gave up in your year 3 and its manifestation was planned in year 5? Have faith, be of good courage. Know that if God gave it to you, he is going to lead you through the steps to accomplish that which he has called into and over your life. It's our job to walk by faith and not by sight. That doesn't mean we don't have the process. It doesn't mean we don't get discouraged. It means that though we are discouraged, we press on in faith. Though we don't understand what God is doing, how he's doing it, or why it is taking so long, we stand in faith. Let Noah be your example of pressing into faith even when you don't see the manifestations of your faith. God will never let you down. Until next time, bye for now.